Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of you who are there around the network. As you see, there are many here. So as you see, there are not all people because uh, we wake up early in the morning. So at 4 a.m. we go to the pyramid. So we have only a few hours to rest. Can you hear me? We are outside in the garden. In the other side, there's a wedding, so there's many things going on, and we are really close to the streets right now. So I don't know if you can hear the mess, but I hope you can hear me mostly. So I will try to go to the point, which is very difficult for me, of course, being Argentinian. But today, since early in the morning, I've been doing all the time, all things and speaking so much that I couldn't really rest. The only time I had was to write the post for today. And I have a few hours to sleep only. So let's go into this. So I just remind you that tomorrow between 5 and 7 a.m. we're going to be the 144 in the three pyramids at the same time, okay? The three of them. So remember, if you want to be connected with us, just think and meditate about the 144 aspects of the universe. Remember that the 144 is this concept of the one being, the one self divided in many different parts, which is 144. So you can just take that in your mind, and that's it, and connect to the pyramids. So I will remind you this tomorrow, but remember that tomorrow around midday in Egypt is the equinox of spring for the north and the equinox of autumn for the south. So just take that idea in your mind, because it's a special moment that starts something new, to sow new seeds for a new time. So as every year, of course. So it's good that we are going to do this, the first activation in the pyramids during the morning of the equinox. So today we are going to speak about the topic, which is for me one of the ones I love the most, because it's the one I use every day when I don't know what to talk about, which is to flow. So this topic is related to the chakra of the knees. So for most of the signs, this chakra is related to the structure, is related to the past, all the movement that we do in order to move forward towards the future. So so it's more related to the patterns, the pillars, and those kind of structures. But for the month of Pisces, of course, this movement should be by flowing. So this is why our topic for today is flow. So the concept of flowing is very important in our spiritual awakening, and you have heard this word for sure a lot during this process, because we understand that the universe is like this vibrational wave, a constant vibrational wave that in which we are moving and like in this kind of waves. So if the entire universe is like this means that if we want to be connected to the universe, we also have to move like that. So start to flow, start to move, flowing with the movements of the universe. So this idea represents represents the real connection to the proper flowing of the universe, movement of the vibration of the universe. So remember that once I explained the universe as if it is uh, an ocean, and in the month of Pisces, we have to take it really present. The whole universe is like this ocean, that hold within many different types of water, and that holds all this kind of currents. Okay, so for example, in our planet, the currents of the oceans are created because of the hot or cold pressures of the atmosphere that creates these currents in the oceans, and also because of Coriolis effect, which is the spinning of the Earth, that also makes this movement of the oceans. Remember that we had explained once that even if we see the whole water as one ocean, the ocean is holding many different types of waters. Like there are deserts in the middle of the oceans where nothing lives. There are currents, there are seas, there are different types of waters in the different oceans. So we can call, in this correlation with the universe, we can call the entire ocean like the subconscious. Then we have the currents of positive and negative that we call the unconscious, and then we have the animals that swim in those currents that are related to the conscious. So in this waters, in this ocean, we have different types of waters that are, some of them still, like they don't move, and we have, in the other hand, currents that are constantly moving. So billions of years ago, when life wasn't still ready to live on the surface of the continents, all the living beings, we used to live in the oceans. So through billions of years, we have been kind of designed to use these currents to migrate, to look for food, to escape from weather change, and so many things. So all the animals in the oceans got used to use these currents so they could travel along the world and spread along the world. So we all have within this idea of this flow, this current that helps us to move along. And not only in the oceans, but also then we discover that in the rivers. So basically this is related also in our subconscious. Like we have places where we can stay still, where we can populate, and other places where we can only move through. So this process is not only something that you can relate to the animals evolving in the oceans, but also you can relate to the inner world, the microcosmos, where in the circulatory system. So through the veins, through the arteria, through the lymphatic system, all the waters of the body are flowing constantly through the blood and the lymph. So basically in our inner body, we have this system of distribution that is flowing constantly. And this system of distribution is nourishing the cells, which are these blocks that creates the structures, the patterns that hold all the information. So because of this, we can understand that in the entire universe, micro, macro, exist these systems of flowing and the systems of structure. So in the entire universe, the system of structure is the one that helps to manifest the ideas to have to create a reality, while the flux system is the one that helps to the connection between the structures and the connection between the structures and that help to nourish in the evolution, okay, to improve with new information. As humans, we have been using the system of structures a lot because of our fear to death. We don't want to die, so we started to attach ourselves to the structures that we create, the beliefs in our mind, the feelings in our emotions in our soul, the attitudes in our body. So we keep these traditions. We keep these traditions. We uh, um, do um, um, we do all what we do according to the systems that makes us feel secure. Okay, so that's why we have been these past centuries and a few thousands of years living in this kind of a structured system in which we attach to what we create. So through through the process of awakening, when we start to be aware, when we start to be, there's a wedding, I told you, boda. So, so pay attention to me. So through this through this process of awakening, we start to realize that um, we need to set ourselves free from those systems. Okay, we need to let these structures away if we want to transform, to evolve, to set ourselves free from the matter, or and we start to look for different ways to heal our um, to transcend our beliefs, to transcend the old emotions, to transcend the attitudes that kills us and that holds us back. So what we are trying to do all the time is to set ourselves free. So this is why we, in the path of setting ourselves free from the structures, we create the idea of flow as a way to escape from the structures, and we use the concept of flowing so we can get away to go away from the structures that we have created. So when we try to when we start to get out from the system of structures, we immediately, as humans, try to go to the opposite, against. So we go against this. In which way? We create the flow as something opposite to structure. So we start to say, I flow, I don't care, I just flow, and it doesn't matter, and so on. So when we do that, it's like basically living in the current. It's like all the time living, flowing in this current. And what's the problem with this? That in the currents, you can only move and trespass information. Look for a better place with a better ground, more fertile for my manifestations, for my own projects. But if I never stop, if I constantly flow, so I will be never able to manifest anything. I will just be moving around. So when you live your life through just flowing, what happens is that you don't take any decision. You live through the current, and the current is the unconsciousness. So unconsciousness means that everyone is ruling your direction. That the environment is the one that is pushing you to where to go. Okay, so you are basically relying all the decisions that you do to the group, to the entire, and just let yourself go, not taking any decision. So basically, living your entire life through just flowing against the systems, what happens to you is that you become an irresponsible, basically. And you become irresponsible because you don't take response to your own actions. Okay, you're just letting the others um, to move you. So, in the other hand, what happens to us is that if we get attached to the systems, to the structures, we are not going to be able to transform ourselves into something transcendental. So we are not going to be able to improve, to evolve. So we need to learn how to flow. How to flow, it means to move ahead, to let ourselves open to new possibilities, not expecting anything. So just letting you go to new fertile terrains, and open yourself to receive whatever is coming. But remember, you have to learn to flow in order to allow yourself to transform. But if you rely all your life to transformation through flowing, you will never be able to manifest anything. So remember this, that in order to flow properly, we have to become aware, to become conscious of what it is to flow. To flow is not to relate our life to the transformation. To flow is to understand that we build something, and when we are lack of tools in that space that we have, that we created, we have to learn ourselves to let ourselves to flow, to let it go, to so we can reach new places where we can build something new, transcendental from before. So flowing is not a way of life. Flowing is a tool of movement. Okay? If we let our lives in the hands of flow, we will never be responsible co-creators of our own reality. But if we don't let ourselves to flow, we will be always attached to the old structures and never evolve. So remember to flow with consciousness. To flow with consciousness is not to let the others to move me towards a place, but to use the energy of the others to move me towards where I am heading to. The vibration for today is Pu. The statement for today is I am the will that guides. The quote for today is to believe. By awakening the inner wisdom, I recognize that all my attributes were always in me, and that I am the cosmos, that I am, and that everything originated from an idea, that all reality and process was a dream, and that in my mind lay all the possibilities, the infinite potential beyond all the tools that now I know about. For all that, the last attribute awakened is believing, that takes us to the subconscious mind, to the eternal dream and the divine being, where believing is creating. So let's go to the alignment. So we sit comfortable, close our eyes, and concentrate in our breathing. Take a deep breath and allow yourself to feel all the energy that goes through your entire body, feeling the heat and the cold in every part of the body. I perceive how this energy, this flow, moves towards and through each one of the organs and muscles, from my atoms, through my cells. All this energy goes through every arteria and vein towards my heart. I feel all these emotions born from this hot and cold get united in the center of my heart. As I take a deep breath, I can feel how all this energy from the heart expands towards every direction, making my body extend, dissolve, start to flow like clouds, like rivers towards every direction, expanding in the universe. I recognize that here and now my being is a construction, a structure created by the flow of the entire universe. I am the product, the fruit of the constant flow of time and the constant flow of space. I become aware now that I wouldn't be able to exist without the structure, and I wouldn't be able to exist without the flow. I am the unity in this constant flow of the cosmos. And becoming aware that I am this flow, I set the intention to activate the will to guide myself, to guide this flow towards my intention. I am the one that guides my flow. Take a deep breath. And with my vibration, I activate this flow. I am the will that guides. I am the will that guides. I am the will that guides. I believe, and this is how I create. Take a deep breath and start to bring this consciousness through each part of your body, caressing, stretching, and each one at its own time. Come back here and now. Thank you everybody for being here as always. Thank you everybody who is here present. See you tomorrow, same time.